Hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. All right, here we go. So, Aries, we're going to take a look at the topic of love. First, from their perspective, we have the Ace of Pentacles. This feels like somebody wants a new beginning. They want a new start. They're about to knock on that door. The door is still closed, but this could be Aries could be about to receive a gift, possibly in the form of flowers, plants. The Magician. Oh my God, this person has been trying to manifest this new beginning for some time. The Magician is that Virgo Gemini energy. This is somebody they've got this idea that they're going to be able to wow Aries. Ooh, Five of Swords. Again, they're standing at the door. They expect, I was going to say at first that this didn't feel like someone who, um, had already dealt with Aries. And I'm like, actually, we might be wrong about that. They really like Aries, though. They really want a new beginning with Aries, even though they're fully expecting there to be first some pushback or an argument or something. Unless this is them knowing full well that they're going to get an argument or pushback from someone other than Aries, like a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. If they have to leave a relationship in order to then move toward Aries, oh, okay, well, that could certainly be it. We have the Hierophant. Is this somebody that is married, but they want to manifest? Look, I'm sorry, this could be a high drama situation, okay? If they want to have a new beginning with Aries, and this is the reason it hasn't happened yet, right? They can't come toward Aries and have a new beginning until they have manifested having a big argument with someone that they're married to about, hey, I think we're done. Hey, I think I'm going to bounce. They might actually either create a drama or an argument, possibly with some intention, because that Magician can be, God, look at this Ace of Pentacles again. That Magician can be somebody that is, well, in this case, literally a snake oil salesman. He's here selling his magic potions. Not gonna lie, I don't love the like double purpose here. It feels like they're saying, I want a new beginning with Aries. Oh my God, that's who I want to be with. So let me create conflict. Let me manifest a conflict with the person I'm currently in a long-term relationship with, so that then they'll decide we should have new beginnings elsewhere. I'm wondering if they almost want to get kicked out of the place that they're currently at so they can come, yeah. So then they can come in and even say, Aries, I had a big blowout with my former person where I'm single now. And I'm here, and you know what? Everything happens for a reason. It almost feels like they want to start something with Aries. We've got that Hierophant again. This time they call him the High Priestess. It's still card 5 in the major arcana. It's still the Taurus energy. I feel like this person seems to want to bounce out of one situation because they want to be with Aries instead. They may want to marry Aries, or I almost want to say remarry Aries. Or they want to get with Aries before their previous situation is completely done. They want to be able to say, oh no, I moved out yesterday. So anyway, do you want to go have lunch with me? I feel like they could be asking Aries out like practically the very next day after having a big upheaval, I'm getting thrown out. I don't have a place to live anymore, Aries. I'm single. We just broke up. I mean, now I just have to go through divorce proceedings, but they think this is the quickest way to get things started with Aries in this storyline. Now, let me ask this. How is Aries going to handle this? Four of Wands. Aries is like, good, I'm glad they know that it's me they're supposed to end up with. We've got Aries totally on board with this, with the Four of Wands. That's a marriage card also. So is this one of those situations where Knight of Cups, I almost feel like Aries and this person have been in love or silently like wishing to be together. And this person, whomever they are, the Magician, they've decided that now that they know where they want to be, they need to just go ahead and end the connection with the person that they're currently with because they want to be with Aries. And Aries is over here saying, yeah, lovers, they need to choose me instead. I don't see Aries as trying to be any homewrecker or anything like that, right? Because it's all up to whether or not this person is, going to take the action. But Aries is sitting here saying, They already know I'm the one, and I know I'm the one for them. So they need to make the right choice here. The choice is clearly it's us supposed to be together. In this storyline, look, we got the cards that we got. It does not say that Aries is like trying to lure them away. It almost feels just like it's so matter of fact. Like I might have met you at the wrong time at the wrong place, but it's supposed to be us. Let me ask this. What's the deal though with this person's previous connection? I mean, the previous connection that they were in, and I do think that they've been in a previous connection. Ace of Swords, they have known it was supposed to be over for a long time. The Ace of Swords is a sword we use to sever connections. I do think maybe they were married to the wrong person. Oh, they could have already been living in different locations. Okay. You see the two different worlds, the two halves. So this is somebody that they simply had not officially like gone through the divorce proceedings with. They might have actually already been more or less not with this person, living separate lives already, and then they meet Aries, and Aries is feeling the same way. Like, what do you mean you're still with somebody that you're not with? Well, then you need to fix that so you can be with me. I mean, that it feels very blunt, and it feels like this person is literally taking the actions. That's it. You're absolutely right. Are they doing this because, I mean, did Aries ever say this to them, or are they just doing this because they know that this is right? Page of Pentacles. I don't feel like it was exactly said out loud. Actually, I feel like this was quite innocent. I feel like Aries and this person had barely spoken, or barely started to talk, or there was obviously some tender feelings between Aries and this magician. But I'm wondering if Aries very innocently asked them what their situation was, and they may have said, the truth is, well, I'm not actually divorced. I can't say I'm married, but I can't say that I'm actually divorced either. And Aries might have very innocently, very sweetly, and very straightforwardly said, well, when you're sure about what you aren't anymore, then you can come talk to me. And I just feel like, because they were in dragonfly mode, they obviously made an overture. They wanted to come toward Aries. And I feel like Aries might have reciprocated, I would love to date you, but you see, what is your situation? Oh, then that situation would have to be different, or when things are, because they're holding up this blooming peony. Like, I understand, but before anybody is going to step into my heart space, it has to be, I'm going to make sure that I get what I want also. Justice card sideways. I feel like Aries was just very like judgy, but also standing up for themselves. Like, I know you're not trying to do me dirty or play mind games with me, because you told me point blank that your situation is complicated, but it has to get uncomplicated for me to be able to be on board. So nobody gets done wrong, particularly not me, and I just feel like Aries very gently laid it out in such a sweet way. They were just like, yeah, I'm not going to actually connect to anybody who's still got too much complication. They got to be fully divorced. What, or maybe Aries just said, so what's preventing you from having the divorce go through? You're not with the person, but you're not actually divorced yet. How come? What is it that has been stopping you? And Aries might have just made it very plain that obviously I like you and you like me, but you would have to be able to offer me the world. And so, can you do that? I just feel like it was more like a subtext in all this. Like, there's an attraction between Aries and this person, and it really shone the light on their scenario. And they were like, it's true. What the heck? Why am I not divorced? So now that changes this perhaps a little bit. They may not be manifesting going and having a fight with someone that they're married to. They may actually be manifesting going and telling this person point blank, we need to go ahead and finish our divorce proceedings, because this has to be over and done. This is, we've got to go ahead and talk to, because that can be matters of authority also. This can be, I'm engaging the divorce proceedings now. And they do come back to Aries and they say it's begun. It doesn't mean, though, that this has happened yet. Is there any other advice in all of this to Aries right now? Because Aries has laid out pretty clear what should happen. We've got 10 of Swords and 8 of Pentacles. There is an element of Aries might be stressing and worrying about, okay, so how long is it going to take for that to be done? Aries might not want to over invest in them until it's really done. Aries might also be worried, what if they're going to go through, stress and strain in regards to, formalizing and ending of a connection. I don't know. The advice to Aries here is make sure that Aries is, because here's the thing, Aries is going to be investing their energy, right? And Aries isn't coming to the table with a ton of complications, or at least we didn't see any on Aries' side. We saw Aries as somebody who could have a successful business. We saw Aries as somebody who's pretty straightforward. They also came across as quite innocent, wherever the card of innocence went. So here's the thing. Aries has a lot more going for them. They're innocent. They have a business. They have their life pretty organized, and they aren't the ones who come in with complications. They don't have some other lover. Meanwhile, this person who admittedly really wants to be with Aries, they have a lot of complications. And it just says the advice to Aries is don't take on somebody else's complications. Nothing should impede Aries' own business or life or growth. If they're ending the things that they need to, that's their problem. They have to end it. Aries can't foot the bills for their legal bills. Aries probably shouldn't let them move in until they're moved out and everything is done. This just says make sure that everything is completed and endings are complete before Aries starts investing their precious energy, time, and money into this person. Now, I don't give advice, and I'm not trying to say what to do. I was just looking for what's the advice overall of navigating the situation. And it says, make sure things are over, Aries, before you invest. But Aries gets to do whatever they want. That's not to say, oh, this person is untrustworthy. It's more, I think, to make sure maybe that Aries recognizes I have a lot of non-complicated energy in my own world. You have a lot of complication. If they don't have what it takes to appropriately handle their business, then they probably won't be a great matchup with Aries, because Aries is somebody who handles their business. So this is kind of a good litmus test to make sure that this person handles what they need to the way they need to on their own, clean up their mess, and then be in Aries' life. I know that they're hot to trot to get into Aries' life. That's why they initiate this divorce almost immediately. But that doesn't mean it's a done deal yet. They still have to get through all that. And all of this says Aries isn't responsible for making sure that goes smoothly or surrendering any of their money, time, success to help this person. They have to do it themselves. The Magician, if this is what they really want, then they'll prove it, because they will get this accomplished. They'll get it done, and they'll get it done on their own merit without Aries having to help them or piggyback them through this. Sorry, but that is what it looks like. This is a litmus test to see, are they somebody who could match Aries or not? If they can't clean up their own messes, then they might not be a good match for Aries after all. But this would be Aries' ability to tell, does this person have follow through? Do they do what's easy, or do they do what's right and do what they really want? Can they show me that they really want to be with me, and not just if under the circumstances that I'm helpful and I help make it easier for them? No, they have to do the hard thing on their own and then come to me and offer me something clean and fresh. Aries can do whatever they want, but that is the message on this one. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.